Okay, take the opportunity to welcome all of you as we continue with our leadership masterclass. I'm sure if we gauge our progress from where we started, the curve, the growth curve is increasing. And I'm sure also the level of transformation that we are experiencing must be much higher. That is our hope. The aim of this program is to transform the whole person. And the whole person, you're talking about growth in terms of skills, growth in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience. We'll have practical sessions where we'll all demonstrate leadership in different way, and also growth in terms of the mindset, the mentality, because what distinguishes leadership is how we think about leadership and the mentality. The mentality brings the whole difference. As much as we are growing in these other skills, if we're able to grow in terms of the attitude towards the people we are leading, towards ourselves, and also the issue of maintaining the big picture within the space of leadership, that is very important. So today we will be finalizing level 1. There are 2 sessions or 2 lessons for us to conclude level 1. And the first lesson, which is lesson 5, we'll discuss about the 3 types of learning loops. And then after that, Reverend Beth Waweru from Deliverance Church Umoja will take over to discuss lesson 6, leaders versus manager, or leadership versus management. Okay, so feel free to share your takeaway. Feel free to share what strikes you, what comes out very strong, and you feel that this is my one point or my one takeaway from this lesson. It might be one, it might be more, but keep on posting them in the chat as we continue. So let's get into the lesson. And before we get into the lesson, I'll just take you through a simple icebreaker. I'm sure all of us can be able to see the screen, and you can see the person on the screen there. Are we able to see the screen? Maybe one person can indicate. You're able to see my screen?
Yes, we are seeing.
Good. So we all can identify this person. And when you look at this photo, this is just an icebreaker, so there is no right or wrong answer. I want someone to take a guess. What will be the next photo of that after this? I guess, just take a wild guess. What do you think will be the next photo after this? You can just unmute and mention. And as I said, here every perspective is an answer and is respected. So we'll just appreciate whatever answer you give. So one person, guess what is the next photo?
I'm guessing that it should be the president, Mwai Kibaki.
Good. Thank you, Pastor Isabella. President Moi Kibaki will be next. Okay, can see someone has shared via the chat. You can use the chat, or you can just unmute and share. I'm not seeing the screen. That's Leah Kelly. So I think let me stop the screen and then I share. Okay, so Leah Kelly, are you able to see the screen now? Leah, are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, now I'm seeing it.
Good.
I'm okay.
Good. Now, so Pastor Isabella, her guess, the next photo will be President, the former President Mwai Kibaki. Any other person? I'll just take 2. One more guess. One more guess. Can unmute and share. One more guess. Someone just take a guess. Since we are not many. Okay, let me move to the next, and then you take a guess from the next one. We'll do 5 guesses, so we can do them as quickly as possible. Okay, so this is the next photo. Okay. So thank you, Pastor Isabella. That was also another way of looking at the trend of what could be the next photo. Now there is another photo after this. Any other guess now that we have seen the direction we are taking? Any other guess? Maybe from Leah Kelly. Let me see. You can use the chat also. Leah Kelly is saying Mzee Kenyatta. Omondi, what can be your guess, John Omondi?
I'm confused in my guessing now.
Okay, your volume is quite low.
Yeah. Sorry for that. I'm confused in the guessing. I wanted to say Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Okay, the current president. Let's see the next photo. Yeah, the next photo is Maziwa ya Nyayo. Maybe some of the people who enjoyed this. Now, what will be the next guess? I think, let me take you to the next guess. The next guess is Nyayo Pioneer. So you can see the trend is just within the president's undertakings. And the final guess is the famous comments by the former president, Moi Kibaki. Peace, love, and unity. And I'm sure as leaders, these are very powerful words. He kept on echoing this, peace, love, and unity. And I just wanted to share this. There are so many things we can recall about leaders who have been there before us. And I think we can see the kind of history that Moi wrote in different ways. There are a lot of positive aspects, and probably there are also other dimensions that we can look at his legacy. But those are some of the positive things that we can be able to identify. And this is what we've been saying from the very beginning, that we are all writing our history every day. One day, someone will look at my story the way we just looked at Moi's, the former president's story. Someone will look at your story. Someone will look at each and every one of us story, just to be able to track and see what are the trails, that we have left behind. And in this program, we just want to ensure that we enhance our story by providing and offering better leadership to the people that we are leading, and also being able to serve the potential that is in us. So peace, love, and unity. Let this be the slogan for today as we continue. Otherwise, today, I also want to give a free giveaway. I'll give a book, The Power of Your Gift. And since I think tunasamanga hakuna cha free, I'll do a very simple exercise. And whoever is able to respond to this exercise, whoever is able to provide the right answer, will be able to get this gift. Okay, so I'm going to display a word puzzle. And from the word puzzle, I want you to identify 3 leadership words. 3 leadership words. Once you get the 3 leadership words, please quickly unmute and mention them out. You will be the winner. Whoever will be the first to mention will be the winner of this book. And this book will be awarded to the winner on the 6th of March during our leadership retreat and summit. Okay, so are we ready? I want to display the puzzle now. So be ready if maybe you need to have a pen, or those who are having laptops, maybe you might have better view of the screen. But even those who are having the phones, you can just zoom in and be able to see the words. Now, 3 words, leadership word search. Find 3 leadership qualities from this puzzle. 3 leadership qualities. And from now, whoever gets the 3, please quickly unmute and mention the 3 leadership qualities that you can see from this word puzzle. And you will be the winner of that book, The Power of Your Gift. So let's do it, maybe 1 minute or so. Should be through. Okay, so I'm waiting for the winner. Or if you sent through the chat and you're the first one, but if you can unmute and mention the 3 words, the better. Okay, 1 minute.
Responsible,
Uh-huh.
successful,
Uh-huh.
and the third one I've not written, but I'm seeing it. Knowledgeable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Leah Kelly. Let me take one more. We can give one more book. So 1 book goes to Leah Kelly. Another 1 book in 30 seconds. In 30
Can
seconds.
I try?
Yes, Eunice, please go ahead.
Hardworking,
Uh-huh.
confident,
Confident.
a team player.
A team player. Wow. Let's appreciate Leah Kelly and Eunice Muturi together. Well done, well done. If you have someone there in the house, allow them to appreciate you on our behalf, just to give you a pat on the back. Thank you so much. So today we have winners, 2 winners of this book, The Power of Your Gift, and that is Leah Kelly and Eunice Muturi. You will receive your books on 6th of March. Good. So there are quite a number of words there. You can see knowledgeable, hardworking, confident, among others. Yeah, so good work. Now let's move on. So we are looking at a very important lesson, learning loops. We said leaders are perpetual learners, and I think with time we continue improving even on our learning. And it's good to just to be able to know what are the different learning loops or learning methods or learning techniques that we can be able to adopt as leaders. I know there are quite a number, but here we just look at learning loops. And these are some of the, this is an output of a leadership summit that happened in 2012 at Washington, D.C. Metro region. And the leaders were discussing about the different way of the learning for transformational change. That was the theme, learning for transformational change. And as they engaged more, they were able to come up with 3 learning loops. So as we look through them, we'll be able to have an in-depth understanding and also evaluate ourselves. Remember that in level 1, it's more of personal awareness. It's more of self-evaluation, just to be able to see where am I as a leader, how well do I understand myself, and what are the techniques, especially when it comes to learning, that I'm applying, and looking at also for room for improvement. So the first one is single loop learning, which is about following the rules. It's about knowing what you're supposed to do and doing what you're supposed to do. It's as simple as that. Yeah, so it's just more of a one direction learning. And then there is double loop learning, which is about changing the rules. So here we move away from what I'm supposed to do and doing what I'm supposed to do. We get into a scenario where we are focusing on bringing a shift, changing the rules, wanting to not just know the rules, but working towards probably improving the rules, getting to understand the rules. And the keyword here is how. The keyword for single loop learning is what? For double loop learning is how. And then from how, we get to triple loop learning. And this is about learning how to learn. And the keyword here is why. The keyword is why. Okay. So you can see the image here. So single loop learning, the keyword is what, and then the outcome. For the double loop learning, we get into how, then we get into what, and then the outcomes. Triple loop learning, we now combine. We start from why, and then from why, probably understanding the purpose, understanding the bigger picture, then we get into how. So after understanding the why, I get into how, and then you get into the what before getting the outcome. Yeah, and remember we've been discussing about why, and we said that why is 80% towards success of any engagement, either a project in our leadership. The moment you're able to get a convincing why, then you're able to stay motivated, you're able to stay focused, and also your team are able to be well grounded. They can sacrifice more, they can give more to be able to work together with you in the journey of leadership. Now, single learning loop, there are just some more details. And in single learning loop, we'll focus more on doing things better without necessarily examining or even challenging the beliefs or the assumptions. So here it's more of receiving and acting. It's more on the receiving end. We don't get into the maybe to the root cause of an issue. So if you're looking at a problem, probably in this level, we look at the symptoms and deal with the symptoms. Common language for a single loop leader. This is how single loop leaders talk, or their language goes like this. Are we doing things right? And here is what to do. These are the procedures or rules. So it's more of informative. It's more of directional. And there's little space. There's little space for engagement. But every leader and all of us, we grow through this ladder. So at some point you are here, and then as we continue to grow, we continue getting better and getting into the nitty-gritty of issues. Now for the double loop learning, so we move from here is what, this is what, and we get into another phase where we now want to focus more on changing the change or challenging the assumptions. So we change the way we make decisions and deepen understanding of our assumptions. We want to now understand the assumptions. We want to get into how are we going to take it. So as much as you have been assigned a task or you have a responsibility, this is what you're supposed to do. Here we start asking, how am I going to undertake it? So how becomes very important here towards the outcome. The common language for such leaders, are we doing things, are we doing the right things? Yeah, so we start questioning ourselves. Am I offering the right leadership? Am I giving the best? Yeah, and here is why this works. Why also start getting into our discussion at this level. And then these are the insight and patterns. Yeah, you can see the trend now. So we're trying to look at the insight, we're trying to look at the patterns, we're trying to analyze more. If it's trying to get into a more detailed analysis, to be able to understand the challenge in a more depth way. So, and then for triple loop learning, the relationship between organization structure and behavior is fundamentally changed because the organization learns how to learn. This is the apex of learning. And here, it's where we learn to learn. We learn to learn. And this is where, as a leader, as a manager. We are really getting into questioning ourselves, questioning our systems, questioning our procedures, getting into a more engaging, creating an environment where you are a perpetual learner. Yeah, every activity becomes a learning lesson. It becomes a classroom because we're so much open-minded into learning, and we're getting into not just the what and the how, but we're getting into why are we engaging in this. So what is the language here? How do we decide what is right? This is the language of a triple loop leader. Here is why we want to be doing this. And then these are the principles. Yeah, the principles. So we're getting into understanding the principles behind what we do and how we engage. Okay. So some of the characteristics of these learning loops, and you can get this on the manual. Let me just indicate where we are on the manual. Page 27. Page 27. There are some blanks there. So the first one, triple loop learning is dash, and it focuses on the dash. So triple loop learning is transformational. Why? Why? I'm sure if you from your book review, this was a keyword, transformational. It focuses on the context. It focuses on restructuring. It is more disruptive. It is more disruptive. And transformational leaders will take what is working and revolutionize it. They don't really wait for things to become obsolete. No, they're always focusing on how do we get better results. So triple loop learning is transformational. It focuses on the context, and also it focuses on more of revolutionary the system, revolutionary structures, and probably also revolutionize the teams in terms of increasing productivity and performance. Okay, so double loop learning is concerned on reframing. It focuses on frames or structures. So reframing, we're really not doing an overhaul. We are not disrupting the status quo. We are more of incremental. We're taking an incremental approach. Yeah, there are types of innovation, and about 3 types of innovation. The first type of innovation is what we call incremental innovation. There is disruptive innovation. Disruptive innovation can fit into triple loop learning. So here you come up with a total different product from a previous product. Yeah, and technology, we have seen this in technology, where it has been a shift. It's been a leap. It's a leap. So we come from cable, telephone, all of a sudden we are in the digital world, and there's a lot of revolution that takes place. So, and then there is the open innovation. Actually, there is the big categories, they fit into open innovation and closed innovation. But looking at double loop learning is concerned on reframing. So it's more of an incremental. How do I grow incrementally? Okay. And then single loop learning is reactionary. It focuses on actions. It is less proactive, but more of a reaction. Yeah. So if you are a single loop learner, then things will happen for you to respond. But if you are a triple loop learner, you will be more of proactive. And in leadership, these are very important words. Being proactive and being reactionary, they are very, very important words. And they fit in very well when discussing about visionary leadership, because visionary leadership are proactive leaders. They set the target, they see the future, and then they live the future today. So they are moving towards something that they have already seen. On Saturday, I was having a session with men from DC Umoja. And one of the questions I posed to them is this: the first question was, can you see? Can you see? And if you can see, what can you see? And this was coming from the scripture where Jesus talked about if the blind leads the blind, then they will all fall into the ditch. So as a leader, I think the first question I need to ask myself is, can I see? Yeah, can I see? Am I able to envision the future? That is my sight. That is my inner sight. And then if I can be able to see, then I can be able to lead the people that, or lead my team towards what I'm able to see. I can lead my family towards something that I'm able to see. So the first important question for each and every one of us as leaders, as we get into an in-depth learning context, is to be able to see, to be able to get into more of a transformational thinking, and to be more of proactive rather than being more of reactionary. So single loop, remember, is more of reactionary. So there's a photo there, there's an image there. You can check it on your book on page 28. Just giving more of the details about the learning loops. So single loop learning, you can see it's more of actions and then outcomes. Double loop, it's more frames, then actions, then outcomes. Triple loop learning, it gets into the context. So you contextualize issues. And in this program, we said, whatever we learn here, you contextualize in your own domain. Yeah, and then from contextualizing, you get into the frames where we're talking about the structure. Then you get into actions. You take action, and then we're able to get the outcome. Okay, so I'll give an example. Why is this lesson important? As leaders, I'm sure in our in-tray, there are always challenges that we have to deal with. Someone said if there are no problems, then there's no reason for leaders. So leaders are there to be able to address issues. And one of our major role as leaders is problem solving. And if we're able to improve in our problem solving techniques, then we can offer better leadership. So I'll just give two examples where we can apply the learning loops. And I'll share two problem solving techniques. One of the technique is cause and effect, or fishbone, or Ishikawa. Yeah. So this one is in form of a fishbone. And this is how it goes. You state down the problem, which comes at the mouth of the fish here. It can be a problem. It can be any other issue you want to investigate in a more detailed way. You want to just not look at the surface, but you want to get into the root of an issue. So if it's a problem, I'll take the example of a problem. You're dealing with a problem. So you look at different causes. So cause one, what is the first cause of this problem? Then from the first cause, you will also identify the sub-causes. The sub-causes, 1, 2, 3. Then you will get into cause 2, and you will also analyze the sub-causes of cause 2. So you'll continue like that until you get to the tail of the fish. And the tail maybe will be at cause 4, and you'll have identified sub-causes. So as you get into more depth, you will realize that the solution that you would have offered maybe at the first instant will be very different from the solution that we'll offer as you get into more analysis towards the tail. So let's look at one example. One example of fishbone or Ishikawa. Okay, we have a very simple example. Someone was late for work. Cause 1, people. The people here, the sub-causes are children. Maybe woke up, you take care of the children. You maybe woke up, you're demotivated, you're tired, you're lazy, among many other, among others that have been listed there. Yeah, so cause 1, it might be people. Cause 2, maybe it's the machine. And machine, we are talking about alarm clock. It didn't ring at the right time. Maybe the train delayed. Maybe the coffee machine did not work. Maybe the car broke down. So there's people, there's machine, and there are others, the method, the environment, yeah, the measurement, the materials. So as you analyze this, you will realize that getting late for work there are many causes. And maybe if you looked at it just from one perspective, you will judge or misjudge the person. But as we get into the more details, you realize, wow, there is one cause that led to another cause that led to another cause. So if you are solving this problem, we'll not look at the surface, we'll not look at the symptoms, we'll get into the real issue of the challenge. Are we good? Okay, so that is fishbone or Ishikawa, or cause and effect. You can read more about this just to be able to understand more in more details. The second technique, problem solving techniques, is the 5 whys. The 5 whys, you ask why 5 times. Okay, so you define the problem and then you start with the first why. Why is it happening? Why is that? Then why is that again? Why is that? Until you get to the 5th why. And the 5th why probably will be able to give you the root cause of the problem. Okay, a simple example here again. The problem is someone ran through a red light. Why did the person run through the red light? One, the first why, the person was late for work. Okay, why was the person late for work? The person woke up late. But why did the person wake up late? The alarm clock broke down. Why did the alarm clock break down or it didn't ring? The person did not check if it worked before sleeping. Why did the person not check? The person forgot to do it last night. Okay, so you see now, if we just looked at someone running through the red light and someone will indicate I was late, we can stop there, but we will not have addressed the root cause. We will not have addressed the problem. Yeah, so I think for us as leaders, it's important to be able to upscale and to embrace some of these techniques. And if you look, all of them are addressing the issue of why. They are addressing the issue of getting into more in-depth understanding of the problem. And what learning loop is this? What learning loop are we applying in these techniques? Someone help me there. Someone help me there. What learning loop are we applying at this level? Yeah, just unmute and mention. What learning loop are we applying at this level? I trust you're able to follow me. I think I also need to confirm you're following me. You're getting the information. Okay, triple loop. I need someone just to unmute and mention. Anybody, just unmute and mention.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, Teacher Victor.
Yeah, I think it is triple loop.
Yeah, triple. Any more details you may want to add? Teacher Victor?
I see here we are using the Y.
Mm-hmm.
And it is repeated.
Yeah.
And when it's repeating itself, we see how it came to happen.
Yeah, true.
To the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, of the problem.
It is true. Okay. Thank you so much, Teacher Victor. Yeah, in whatever scenario, whatever sphere of leadership, I think we can apply these 5 whys and we can apply the cause and effect. So try to think about it. For me, when I'm writing most of my books, sometimes I apply this. I'll just write down an issue and then I'll break it down. I'm writing a book titled The Cohort Leader. And the Cohort Leader was birthed from and asking myself some questions. which I was able to apply the cause and effect. I'll show you later on, cause and effect. Then I was able to identify 8 core qualities of a leader, and then I break them down into some sub-qualities. And eventually, I realized the book was already, had already taken shape. So that's why I'm saying, look at it from both solving a problem and also exploring opportunities. Okay, so what is the challenge for all of us for this week? The leadership challenge here. Critically evaluate your learning style and identify which category of learning loop you fit in best, and then suggest and commit how to improve your learning style. Do you focus on what? And then maybe it becomes more of just looking at the what you're supposed to do, or what the leadership you're offering, or in terms of learning. Yeah, in terms of learning, I think I've realized that if you move to a triple loop learning, you are reading a book and it's like you are rewriting the book. You're also trying to look at the mind of the author. You're trying to look at, oh, there's another dimension probably this author would have taken. And this is very important when it comes to research, because in research, when we do literature review, the issue is to identify the gap, to identify what more would that author have said. Yeah, so critically look at your common learning loop, and all of us are targeting to be at one level, the apex. And the apex, we said, is the triple loop learning, where we're able to question ourselves first, and then we're able to question others. And the questioning here, we are using we can use the word critique. Yeah, critique, not criticize, but critique, wanting to know more, wanting to identify, to understand more, wanting to unpack other perspectives from an issue. So this is your leadership challenge. It is on page 28. Page 28. So please take your time as you review this lesson this week. Make sure at least you are able to undertake this leadership challenge, because this is the only way we are able to get maximum value from this program. So that brings us to the end of lesson number 5. So we'll pause here. We'll pause here for 10 minutes. And as we pause for 10 minutes, this week, we were also, we had another task of book review. And I'm hoping and trusting that you all had time to review the chapters that we were looking at. And that was chapter 10 and chapter 15. I think I received quite a number of your input. So that's the way that we're able to enhance our learning, because whatever we undertake in the book review, the purpose-driven leader, those chapters are converging with the lesson for the day. So we're going to get into the groups, and then we'll discuss the book review, the chapter 10 and chapter 15 within 10 minutes, and then identify three key issues or 3 key concepts that you can share with the team once you get back. Okay, so once you get into the groups, quickly introduce yourself. We'll also be having a challenge on how well we are able to know each other. I know we are working online, but this is also a platform just to be able to interact more. So introduce yourself to the team, and then get into the discussions, and then we'll be able to get back after 10 minutes. So as I set up the group, I will allow Reverend Kahindi to greet the team and mention anything that I might have missed out as we continue. Reverend, please, karibu.
Asante sana Chairman, asante pia kwa mafundisho. Sasa viongozi, wanafunzi, ningependa kujua tu ni kitu gani mkajifunza leo, kwa sababu naongea Kiswahili, basi kiongozi John Omondi utakuwa wa kwanza. Umejifunza nini leo? John. John ameenda.
Sorry,
Victor?
Reverend.
Oh, huko. What's your take home today?
To me, the learning loops is something I want to take home today. I would love to know my real line of learning. Yeah. Am I the what, the how, or the why? So I'm still working. I'm still looking at it to know where exactly I am. Thank you, Reverend.
Okay. Ni sawa. There are all those types of people, and it's good you know yourself, 1. 2, it's good you understand the people that you are working with, because there are some people, depending on where they are, they'll fit best in a certain role. Okay? Nafikiri mmesikia hii story ya Masai ambaye ukimwacha ni watchman na umwambie usifungulie mtu baada ya saa 3 na baadaye wewe mwenyewe siku moja uchelewe kuja saa 4 na umwambie ni mimi mwenyewe, anakuambia boss alisema baada ya saa 3 nisifungue na utalala nje. That is a single planner. But there is somewhere ambapo itakuwa ni mzuri kwa mtu kama huyo, especially in maintenance where things are very sensitive. Thank you. We are ready for the groups. So you'll find yourself in the group and you'll do as well you already know now. So karibuni kwa your different rooms.
Okay, thank you, Reverend. Please join the group and then continue in the next 10 minutes to be able to engage more. So you can join the groups and introduce yourself in the groups. Yeah, you are 3. And Victor. Okay, so I think everybody is back here. Mr. John Omondi, at least today we can see you. Yeah. Maybe you can unmute and just say hi, Mr. John Omondi.
Hello, Tim. How are you?
Good.
Thank you, everyone. Good to see all of us.
Good to see you too. Okay, so welcome back, everyone. We have, I think we have a guest today, Winnie Macharia. Winnie Macharia, you can say hi. Winnie Macharia, although the audio, I think it's not up. Okay, once she's ready, she'll be able to, I'll welcome her to say hi. So we want to get into the discussions.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you very well. Karibu sana.
Yeah, hello. Hi to everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to join the team. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Winnie Macharia.
Okay.
Yeah, I trust you. By the end of the session, you will have a feeling of what goes on in these sessions.
Yes.
So, enjoy the sessions as we continue.
All right.
Okay, so let's get into the discussions. Please, once we give you the opportunity, introduce your team and also share the discussions that you had in your groups. So we'll start with room 1. Room 1, we had John Omondi. Winnie Macharia, our guest, was also in that group. And I think there was one more person. John Omondi will tell us who the other person was. So please take over and present your discussions. I guess maybe John Omondi will discuss the output of group room 1.
Thank you very much. We really learned, though time did beat us. We were three of us. This is Winnie. Winnie is just in, and we had Eunice. Eunice was also with us. Winnie being new, she has just joined the team, and she is learning with us.
Excuse, John Omondi, just I don't know if the audio can be a little bit louder.
Good.
Good. Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you very much. We were in group one. We were with Eunice and Winnie, the three of us. Winnie is just new in the team. This is our first time to join us. Eunice learned last week. She took attitude, was the lesson that she learned, and one of the good things that she said that I took home, that I have also taken from this from our breakout rooms, is that attitude determines one's success or failure as a leader. It depends with your attitude for you to succeed or to fail as a leader. I didn't get it that way as she brought it out. We were also able to look at the attributes and the behaviors of a true transformational leader, where we looked at the three as indicated in our manuals. That is, transformational leaders lead by examples and they set expectation. They encourage learning and growth. They encourage, they inspire to go to new heights. They coach and they empower to success. This is what we were able to discuss from our breakout room one. Thank you very much, Joseph.
Okay, thank you, Mr. John Omondi, Eunice Muturi, and Winnie Masharia. Yeah, transformational leadership. I think the key word here is attitude, as you have mentioned. And if you were to describe a transformational leader just with one word, what will that word be? Just one word. I know you have already mentioned the issue of attitude. Any other one word, either from Eunice or from Winnie or from John Omondi, just one word that you can describe transformational leader, describe a transformational leader. From your own perspective.
I would say they are visionary.
Visionary, yeah, visionary. Winnie Masharia, you can unmute and just mention.
One who is innovative.
Innovative. Innovative.
Or creative.
Or creative, yeah. So visionary, creative.
Encouraging.
Yeah, a person who encourages or inspires. And I think the other key aspect of a transformational leader is that they are intrinsically motivated. Motivation is from inside out. So they are out to serve. They're out to serve, and they can sacrifice. They can sacrifice to a very high level, their level of commitment, the level of passion, the level of how much they can. They serve with their resources, with everything. So there is no reservation for a transformational leader. And if you look around, you will see some of the leaders who history can never forget are transformational leaders. History can never forget a transformational leader because the life they lived, the sacrifice, the level of sacrifice, the level of commitment, they gave it all. Example of people like Nelson Mandela, people who could go to jail for 27 years. Why? Because they had a cause. They had a cause, and I think that is another word for a transformational leader. They have a cause, which is very deep. Yeah, it's like David facing Goliath. The cost is so high that the drive is so high that you fail seeing the challenge, but you start seeing the opportunities that are in the challenge. So thank you so much, Room 1. Let's appreciate Room 1 for wonderful discussions. Asanteni sana. Let's move on to Room 2. Room 2, Pastor Isabella. We have Leah Kelly and Teacher Victor Shivo. So Room 2, please take it up. Room 2, whoever is presenting, please take it up.
Oh, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, in Room 2 we had I was there, Victor, Pastor Isabella, and then we have Leah. So from what we have learned in chapter 10 and chapter 15, leaders do things by faith. And then we have also leaders sacrifice their comfort for the sake of others. They can see what other people don't see. So being a leader, it involves one, knowing self and knowing where he or she wants to go. We also have a summary from chapter 15. Leaders take risks while the managers control the risks. Also, leaders are unique, but managers just fit in. Lastly, we have talked about leaders working for long-term goals, while the managers think of short-term. And that's all what we had in our room.
Okay. Thank you, Teacher Victor. I think the issue of long-term thinking versus immediate or short-term thinking, that is very important. And as you have noted clearly, transformational leaders, they see far than others can see. There is a slogan I normally use that a leader should have their head, or a leader should have his or her head in the cloud, but the feet on the ground. Meaning that be far away, see the vision, see the end, and then at the same time be able to walk with the people currently. So a leader should have his or her head in the cloud and the feet on the ground. Be with the people, but already be ahead of the people. So transformational leaders, they are together with the people, but at the same time, they have seen something. They have seen the Canaan land, they have seen what is flowing there, and they're able to tell people, wow, yes, we are here, but I can see where we are going. As I mentioned our discussion with men on Saturday, where I was asking them, can you see? And if you can see, what can you see? And if you can see, how are we walking towards what you are able to see? So transformational leader, this is the spirit of this program, getting to a level where we growing from leading self, grown from leading the small space around us, leading leaders to leading movements. Because leading movements is a role of transformational leaders. Only transformational leaders can lead movements. Yeah, and that's how change is driven. We believe that as we continue to grow, we can be able to drive change from where we are. As Mother Teresa said, if all of us can sweep our compound, then the whole world will be clean. So we want to start from where we are and then sweep around, sweep our community, our organization, our families, and by God's grace, have a better Kenya and have a better world. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's appreciate Room 2 for the wonderful work. You can do a digital, you can do on an analog or any clap, it's appreciated. Now, we want to move on to the final lesson for today, which is lesson 6. And to take us through lesson 6 is our own Reverend Beth Waweru. Reverend Beth Waweru is a pastor at Deliverance Church, Umoja. She's a national coordinator, or should I say international coordinator for Kingdom Generational Ministries. Yeah, and among many other roles and functions, she's also an alumni of Global Leadership Network. When I invited her, I wasn't very sure if she will be able to stay through, simply because of her roles and her responsibilities, which were quite a lot. But I'm happy that she sacrificed. That time we were meeting physically in town. It was quite a big sacrifice, but she could come all the way to town for the class. And we didn't take it lightly. We take it very, very serious. And it really motivated us to move on. Otherwise, I'll just welcome Reverend Beth to take up and present, discuss lesson 6. Karibu, Reverend.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joseph. I count it an honor to be in this place. So God bless you all, even as we start our lesson on leaders versus the managers. And once again, I would say, as per the introduction, welcome to the Global Leadership Masterclass, where we think global, lead local, and transform the world. So wherever you are, you ought to be thinking global, you lead local, and transform the world. That is equipping the leaders to transform the world. So welcome this evening. I know you've not taken your supper, most likely. So Sitaka, I'll not be here for so long. And I believe there's what we shall learn this evening. And at the end of the day, we'll take up the challenge. So welcome. We are doing leaders versus managers. And this lesson is on page 30 of our manuals. That is our lesson 6. So we go page 30 and 31, 32, and part of 33. Where there are doubles, I believe where there may be repetitions, we'll just go through quickly, so because of time, and I believe that the Lord is with us. So we start off. Kathy Austin, well, the clip has come for, let's go to the first one, please. Okay. Kathy Austin says, managers light a fire under people, while leaders managers light a fire under people. Just think of that. A manager lights a fire under people. But what about leaders? They light a fire in people. What's the difference? Lighting a fire under people and lighting a fire in people. Under people is like the manager is out to make sure that you, as a person, you harass those people until that project is done. Because managers are out on objectives. But the leaders will always make sure they share the vision, as we shall see later. So they will light a fire in you to make sure that whatever was supposed to be done, it is done, and you do it with a lot of passion and you do it well. But the manager, as long as, if there are certain things that were supposed to be done, let's assume it is production. As long as that production is done, that is all that matters. But a leader, it is different. They light a fire in people and they'll make sure they do things with a passion. Then leaders sees a better future and is willing to pay the price to bring that future to reality. He sees the future. He's not just seeing here, as in, I finished this project. If I'm supposed to manufacture 20 cartons in the company, my objective is to have 20 cartons manufactured or whatever it is. It is about the future. It's about the future. The manager is here, but the leader will pay the price to bring that future to reality. As we can see down there, we have it's like a wagon. The leader is the one who is leading. See that one in red is the leader. He's leading. So the work is behind. He's motivating his people. 20, let's go. We are going. We are here and we are going. Follow me. Okay? I think it's just like Paul. It's Paul who said, follow me as I follow Christ. Now, the manager down there, you can see, he is given the work. Because what did we say? Managers light a fire under people. So you can see on that diagram, the manager has let the wagon to go ahead. He is right behind. Okay? So as we see much later, how the leader will always share the vision and all that. Okay, general major differences between a manager and a leader. So general major differences. Number one, leadership and management are distinctive and complementary systems of action with unique functions and characteristics. Each one of them, somehow they will be together somehow. They complement somewhere. Complementary systems of action with unique functions. Each one of them have unique functions and characteristics. Number two, the challenge is to balance strong leadership and strong management to complement with each other. Okay? Number three, both leaders and management involve communicating, problem solving, and decision making at different degrees. Because at the end of the day, the manager will communicate. This is the work that has to be done. The leader will simply say, I want to influence you. I want to make sure that things are done, but I will work with you. I will delegate and I make sure that things are done, but I am there with you. There are certain problems to be solved. There are decisions to be made. But at the end of the day, the leader and the manager, they will do them in different degrees, in different ways. One lighting the fire, yeah? And the other one is under, and the other one is in the people. Number four, a manager sees things as they are present, but a leader sees things as they should be futuristic. A manager sees things as they are now. I do it now. Whatever happens later, who knows? Me as the manager, I'm in this ABC company. Next year, you never know. It is a year to mount up. I may be the manager of XYZ. So whatever happens in the future is not an issue. That is a manager. But a leader sees things as they should be in future. As in, I want to make sure, let me give an example, that I want to see the future of where I am as a Sunday school teacher. I want to see what happens to the children 10 years to come. So I have to recruit the young ones. I want to just to be with a certain generation. I want to make sure that I am also with a younger generation, that 10 years from now, they will be in their 30s. So I don't want just to be with those, which is not a bad idea. They're very good for counsel and all that. But let me not dwell so much with those who are in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, because I want to see 20 years from now, who will be teaching Sunday school. I hope we are together on that. A manager sees things as they are now, but a leader sees things as they should be in future. We want to pass on the baton. There will be a flow. that when I'm passing on the baton, who am I passing to? That person, who will she or will he pass it on to? So we go to number 5. Oh, there was no number 5, sorry. Huh? Okay. Managers, yeah, according to the book. Okay, fine. Managers, yeah, twisting, sorry. So general major differences. So we see that according to that chart there, management and leadership. So there's the planning. The managers are more concerned with the planning, organizing, and staffing, coordinating, and controlling. Then the leaders are more on influence, motivating, inspiring, creating, and mentoring. And then there's somewhere they will always come together. That is in communicating, problem solving, and decision making. So those were, at least at the end of the day, those 3 things, they are together. So we continue with the next chart. The next, yeah. So some outstanding distinctions of leadership and management by Joe Miller. Management is generally seen to involve overseeing day-to-day operations, accomplishing goals, and achieving objectives. Management is generally seen to involve overseeing day to day. It's not about tomorrow. It is day to day operations. That this is what we are supposed to have. This I teach whoever I'm teaching, and they go. Whatever happens tomorrow is not the manager's issue. Or even if it is in productions, I produce what I'm producing today. Well, I will not be innovative as long as we supplied the XYZ company, we provided what they needed. That is it. I don't need to have big, after all, they are bags, and all they need are bags, and they are yellow bags. I don't have to have a green bag. It is a yellow bag. Okay, so they accomplish goals and achieve objectives. Our objective was 100 bags, period. Number 2, leadership spans a wider remit that includes defining a strategy, vision, influencing, and inspiring others. Leadership spans a wider remit that includes defining a strategy. Where are we going? What are we supposed to do? What is our way forward? What is our vision? So the leader will make sure that they share the vision. That, like, okay, there was a time that we rolled out the Vision 2030. Now, whoever led that work, I would say he is a leader. And I hope and I pray that whatever was planned that time by the leaders, that time during the Kibaki reign, our President Kibaki reign, that it will come to pass. There was a strategy, the vision, influencing and inspiring others. Number 3, managers rely on positional authority, whereas leaders exercise interpersonal influence. That is, who am I working with? Who is around me? Now, that is the leader. Interpersonal influence. Where do I bring in influence? But now the manager is positional authority. I'm the manager here. Hey, are you hearing me? I am the manager. Positional authority. Then managers are inclined to control, while leaders inspire trust. Managers are inclined to control. This is what the way things are. This is the way it has been. This is the way it will be. But with leaders, they will inspire trust that I can leave you with this work and you will do it and do it well. I will inspire, I trust you. Yeah? I will trust you that you can do this. I can delegate this work to you and you will do it very well. Then managers focus on execution, while leaders focus on developing and empowering others. As long as whatever has been executed is done, it's not an issue. We move on. while leaders focus on developing and empowering others. I think that is just outright. I'm out to see others are developed, that in case I am not there, if Christ, if I just go, what happens to my class, really? I will empower others. I develop that even if I went to another, say ministry, I don't know that one. If I go, yes, and I'm not going, serious. Developing, I want to develop others and empower others so that you as a leader, you need to, who is there with you? Just reflect back. Yeah, I'm trying to reflect where I am right now, all right? Just as I'm talking, just trying to reflect back and see that you want to develop others. If you know there's a training somewhere, tell them and let them go so they can move forward. Then managers roll out tasks. This is what I want you to do, this A, B, C, D, where leaders share a vision that's motivating and meaningful. They share a vision. That means if I share a vision, you can see something better out there. And you will tell me, yeah, if you're going this direction, I think this other one is better. Instead of taking a mat, we can go by train, we can go by SGR, blah, blah, blah. Number 7, managers administer while leaders innovate. Now, what is to administer? Having the administration, making sure that things are done in this form or in this way, while leaders will become innovative. I can even say, yeah, you did this, you do this other way. Let's do it this way. Or now number 8, they almost come to be like together. Number 8, managers replicate when leaders create. As in, the way there are places we've gone and things are done the same way again and again and again. Just as it was, so it will be, and so it is now, and so it will be in the future. Those are managers for you. But what about a leader? They will create that things don't have to be the same way, year in, year out. They are creative. They are innovative, as we've seen in number 7. Number 9, managers focuses on systems. This is the way things are. We procure things in ABC, XYZ, wachana nayo. Their focus is on systems and procedures, while leaders focus on people. We can say that the leader will always look out and see if we've been doing this thing this way. What about if I send you out and see if you can get other ideas out there? Because I want you to grow, I want you to move on, I need to focus on you and make sure that things are done in the right way. Managers, number 10, relies on controls. Managers relies on controls, while leaders inspire trust. Okay. I think that is easy to get. Managers, number 11, have a short-range view, while leaders focus on a long-range perspective. Just as I think I've said this again and again, there's a saying that you don't see like an inch like a fly. Managers have a short-range view. They don't see far. And even if they wanted to see far, they are not interested. They may even have an idea, but after all, they are managers. While leaders focus on a long-range perspective, as in, where is our company going? Where shall we be in 2 years to come? 10 years to come, where shall we be? Number 12, managers accept or maintain the status quo, while leaders challenge the status quo. It is just as I've explained earlier, that this is the way things are, this is the way we go. They stay there. They maintain the status quo, or they remain as the managers. While leaders, they challenge it. Why don't we do things this way? Why don't we move forward? The number 13, managers do things right, while leaders do the right thing. Hope you get it right. Managers do things right, because when they were employed, they were told, in this company, we only procure from the XYZ company. What does a leader do? He does the right thing. He looks back and sees the XYZ company, their prices are getting to be higher and higher. And actually, if we went to which other company? That other company across the road, they could be having better product, or they could be better than XYZ, but the manager will just do the right things, what they were told to do. The leader will do the right thing. He will want to change. Remember, he challenges the status quo. He challenges what has always been there, the leader now. So he will do the right thing because the other company across the road has better products than what we've always been doing. All right. We continue. Now, the graph there, I guess they are in the manuals. You can just go read them through. The leading, managing, and then leadership and management. And maybe I can try to read this one for the leadership. One part, focus on goals, sell it, take risks, encourages, go against the grain, motivate, break the rules, inspire trust, foster ideas. Then management, focus on tasks, tell it, minimize risks. That is for the management now. Focus on tasks, tell it, minimize risks, instruct, go with the flow, approves, follow the rules, expect, control, assigned. Then where they emerge is accomplish a goal, mobilize, resource, and explain the vision. Maybe you can read through because they are in your manuals, because some of the things I've already talked about them. So we continue with the next chapter. In summary, the leader is out for change, where the manager is for stability. Then the leader is leading people, where the manager is managing work. Then the leader is long-term, where this other one is short-term. Vision, leader has the vision, while the manager has the objectives. Then the leader has the personal charisma, while the other one has the formal authority. The leader will have the passion, while the manager will have the control. Then striving, and then the manager is for action, and then achievement, and then the results. They take risks. The leaders will take risks, remember. But the manager will minimize risks. Then he seeks the truth. That is the leader. He will seek the truth. But the manager establishes the truth. What is right? Being right. The leader, the manager, being right. Okay, so let's check them out in our manuals, and then you just compare the two, if I would say. Maybe go to the next chart. Now we are on the you identify qualities you commit to improve on management and leadership. There's a leadership and management challenge there. Because of time, we will not ask many questions. I tell you, please, maybe you can, but maybe just one person can tell us why you think that you can, if you can identify qualities you commit now that you've had with the last, maybe because of reading the book and the few things that the few lessons we've already done here in lesson 6. And maybe you can identify, maybe we can get 1 or 2 people to tell us qualities you commit to improve as leaders. Is there anybody who can tell us at least something that you've seen that you can work on, and you can commit yourself in improving? If there's none, because of time, just go through your notes, and I hand over to Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
they have some points. I can see there are people who are writing.
Yeah. Someone said, Eunice Muturi, good illustration. Difference between seek truth and established truth. I think that has come out quite clear.
Mhm.
Yeah, good, good. Can we appreciate Reverend by a clap, either digital or... Thank you so much, Reverend. That has come out very clear. And I think one thing that we really want to embrace is the issue of focus in terms of a leader and a manager. And as Reverend has said, both of them are very important. Both of them complement. A visionary leader will require a good manager. Because as I see, sometimes I'm not able to get into the details. There is what we call the foresight. A good leader will have very good foresight. But a good manager will have good insight. Yeah, so it's possible to have both as a leader, to have foresight, also to have insight, the details of what you are seeing, and also the hindsight to see where you have come from. But if you look at them keenly, managers will tend to have good insight because they are people of details. They are people who want to analyze into the very depth of issues. But leaders will focus on people development. I think that is very critical, and empowerment. And managers will focus more on people management and work management. You can look at it from like leaders are more people focused. Manager, in a way, we can say they are more of, okay, maybe paper focused, or also maybe more of the work focused. They are able to take us through today. Leaders can be very disruptive. For a leader, it's about movement. It's not about staying. It's not about camping. It's about, we've been here for too long. Why are we not moving? Why are we not changing? Why are these systems still the same way they were last year? So that's the thinking of most of the leaders. Is about, let's keep moving, let's keep innovating, let's keep improving. And I remember I was reading the story of Steve Jobs. And when he was starting the Apple company, he had to fire a few managers because for him was what he was seeing and what the managers were trying to bring on board, they could not converge. They could not converge. He was seeing things that when people try to contextualize, it doesn't really connect. But at the end of it, we see where we are. I think the issue of persistence to us as leaders is very important. And therefore, I think for today, let's take the challenge. Remember the triple loop, double loop, and single loop. Identify where you fit in and see how you improve and grow. Secondly, look at your leadership versus management skills. It's important to know where you are more inclined to. And wherever you are you in a position of management or are you in a position of leadership? Yeah, because the challenge that we are having mostly now is the issue of being in a position of a leader and you are a manager. So we find that the growth is limited in a way because we tend to look maybe on the now. The other challenge that we are having is being in an organization where the leader is purely a manager. So you realize that that organization is not able to really look at long-term range and the focus becomes more on day-to-day activities. So first is you know yourself. Secondly is that understand the people around you. And probably with this kind of information and knowledge, we can also be able to start shaping the people around us where possible, so that we are able to move towards the real function of a leader, and we are able to give people hope, because I think that is another key function of a leader, because as much as this is how things look now, a leader will always see how things will look in a few years to come. Otherwise, if you want to read more, there is Appendix 2. There's more information on leadership versus management on page 146. So you can read more about leadership versus management on page number 146. Otherwise, we appreciate your time. We trust that every time we have such an opportunity to sit down with the leaders, we're able to challenge each other, add value to each other, and also feel more inspired, because I think if there is darkness out there, the best thing to do is to light the light, is to turn on the light. And this is what we are doing. We are saying, as much as there might be a lot of darkness in the issues of country and so many things are happening, we can sit down and decide we're going to be the light. We're going to be the light and salt by equipping ourselves, preparing ourselves, and then taking the challenge to lead ourselves and also to be able to lead others. A few, I think about two announcements. One is our leadership retreat and summit. That is on 6th of March. The plans are underway. We have initiated the process of preparing the t-shirts, and we have shared the contacts of the person who will be receiving the details in terms of your size, and also the charges for printing. So please take note of that. Secondly, we urge you to please continue undertaking your book review. Very, very important. We just want to use that simple language. We urge you. Actually, if it was in another setup, we'll be using more, but these are leaders. I think for the leaders, we urge you. We just urge you that you do it so that we are able to maximize the value. The issue is, how do we maximize this time, and how do we maximize the value of this program, is to be able to undertake the book review. Also remember to review the 2 lessons we have done today, lesson 5 and lesson 6, and take the challenge. And the best way to understand some of these concepts is also to share. Identify some concepts that you can share wherever you are leading, either at the home, at the organization, wherever you are, just share a few concepts, because that is the spirit of this program. We empower to empower. Thank you so much. I wish to pause there for now. By immediately after this, I will share the link for self-evaluation. Yeah, self-evaluation is very important. Just gauge yourself in terms of attendance. Are you timely in terms of attending classes? 2, in terms of book review, are you submitting book review in time? And 3, are you reviewing the manual? And 4, share your comments. I've already read a few comments from your input, which we are working around so that we can be able to help you become better. Which chapters are we reviewing? Yeah, which chapters are we reviewing? I will share that immediately after this on the chat. And I'll also, I think, share the whole schedule just to be able to guide you. Otherwise, this recording will be posted on YouTube. And by tomorrow, you will have the link so that you can sit down, review the lesson, and also listen again. We say when you listen to something 7 times, you are able to capture what probably you missed in class or what you didn't capture in the first instance. Thank you so much, and God bless you for the resilience. Let's keep going. Tomorrow we are celebrating cohort 6 as the climax. They will be having project proposals. So if you are available and you may want to join us at Shujaa Mall, next to Shujaa Mall, you can let me know, and then you can come and listen through as they present their projects. Otherwise, thank you, Reverend Kahindi. You can maybe mention whatever is pending and close for us.
Thank you very much, leaders. Thank you, our facilitators. You have pretty much said everything. Just to encourage you, if you're around tomorrow, 6:30, please just come and cheer these leaders as they conclude their learning. Thank you. And now we come to the conclusion. I ask you that you unmute so that we share the grace together. So we shall wait for everybody to unmute. And today we shall say it in English. Next week you shall be saying it in your mother tongue. John, you have not unmuted. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
So part of the assignment, you are given 2 challenges. The other one is now learn the grace in your mother tongue. Next week we shall be saying that. So may we say the grace together. And now may the grace
Grace
Our Lord Jesus Christ,
And the
and the
love
And the
love
love of God,
and
and
the
the
and the
fellowship
fellowship of the
Fellowship
Holy
of the Holy
Spirit,
Spirit,
be
Spirit,
us
with
now
us
be with us now
with
and
us now,
forevermore.
forevermore.
Amen.
forever and
Amen.
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 ever.